Hi, my name is Crystal Nelson, and I'm an ergonomist at Alter Ergo. Today I'll be talking about standing solutions and anti-fatigue mats. So let's start with standing in general. So human beings are designed to be moving all the time. We're not really designed to stand in one space. When we're standing in one spot, most of the work that our body is doing is just trying to stay balanced. So if you ever stop for a moment and analyze yourself, do you notice that you kind of shift your weight a little bit more from side to side? And even when you try to stay still, your body is continuously balancing on your skeletal system. So some people may think that when they stand, they're engaging their core muscles and they're actually thinking that they're making their abdominals stronger. But what's happening is your abdominal muscles don't really engage until you lean forward and lean back. And then you can feel those muscles engage. So when you're standing, again, it's more of a balancing act for your body, and it's a bit of a strenuous task. When we are standing in one spot and not moving, this is called static standing. When you move from side to side, forward and back, this is called dynamic standing. So you either stay still or you move while still in a standing position. Standing while working does offer some great benefits. One of them is an increased reach compared to sitting. You can use your body weight to exert forces when you're standing. In comparison to seated, you don't need as much leg room when you're standing. For sure you need a little toe space, but not as much leg room when you're standing. Disc pressures are lower in standing than in sitting, and surprisingly enough, standing can be maintained with very little muscle activity. When you find yourself in a standing position, there are other considerations that I want you to think about. The first one is sitting. So is there a part of your day where you can complete the same task in a seated position? So standing is a balancing act like I mentioned, but it's strenuous. So the whole goal is for a body to be in as many positions throughout the day as possible. So if you can take an hour of your standing time and split it up so some of it is seated, where you're seated on a supportive task stool and working at the same surface height, this would be the most ideal situation. Our body has a tough time maintaining its circulatory system and venous pumps when we are in that standing position for long periods. So as with standing, you don't want to do it for long periods of time, but you don't want to sit for long periods of time either. As a whole, just remember to vary your positions every 30 to 60 minutes throughout your workday. Standing for long periods of time does cause a lot of force to be distributed throughout our lower legs and our feet. So it's very important that you get the proper shoe supports and the adequate arch support that you need to keep you comfortable. So adding in a shoe insert or custom orthotic can greatly improve the support that you are getting throughout your lower legs and your feet. So make sure you talk to a shoe expert to get you back on the right foot. Another option for standing for long periods of time is making sure that you have a footrest or a foot rail. So that means raising a foot up and resting it on a footrest or a rail while the other one remains standing. This helps to offer difference in weight changes from side to side. You can either use a flat footrest or one that's tilted up to 15 degrees. And as far as height goes, consider a footrest or a rail that is about 4 inches from the floor level. And then last but not least, also consider anti-fatigue mats after you look at all the other items that I just mentioned. So anti-fatigue mats don't exactly prevent fatigue, but they do help to support us in a way where our calf muscles get a little bit more support and don't have to work as hard. An anti-fatigue mat can also support us where we don't feel as much discomfort in our lower back as well. When you're looking for an anti-fatigue mat, make sure you look for something beyond just a plain rubber mat. So there should be some cushion to the mat to help relieve from the high forces and pressure that you're experiencing while standing. The amount of compression that your anti-fatigue mat should be providing you is about 5.8% of compression. There are some rates that are a little bit lower and significantly higher. In scientific studies, these amounts aren't as comfortable as 5.8% of compression. Overall though, an anti-fatigue mat is much more comfortable than standing on hard flooring. So overall, definitely consider all these items that we talked about today. But most importantly is stay moving. So every 30 to 60 minutes, move about, find a different position, because being in a sedentary position or the same position throughout your workday can definitely have some negative effects. If you have more questions as they relate to ergonomics, definitely check out some of our previous ergonomic videos. We have extensive information on our website. Also be sure to like and subscribe for future information.